everybody, Jess from Two Real Geeks here with another Geeks Kitchen, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of baking. It's cookie time. But if any of you are regulars to Geeks Kitchen, you know that I'm not a huge baker just because, like, I don't know, I think it's messy and I don't like cleaning up after all the baking stuff. So I usually kind of steer clear of the baking and stick more to cooking. I mean, there's a few things that I do pretty, regularly every year for certain holidays and things like that. But for the most part, I try not to bake too much just because I find it very messy. So tonight I'm going to show you one of my favorite cookie recipes. It's amazing, delicious, super easy. It's like 1, 2, 3, so it's really not that messy. Really awesome recipe. So we're going to make some cream cheese cookies. Get ready, and here we go. Alright, so a quick rundown of our ingredients. First I'm going to start the oven preheating. I'm going to put that on 350. And let that go ahead. So this is all our ingredients. We need 4 tablespoons of butter. 1 package of cream cheese. You're going to use about a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, an egg yolk, and a box of yellow cake mix. So whichever type of yellow cake mix you prefer should work fine. This is the one I grabbed. This time I've used different ones and none of them haven't worked out, so I think you can pretty much roll with that. So any box of yellow cake mix that you prefer. This one is butter golden. Great, wonderful. We're gonna use it. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, just one bowl. Very nice. You're gonna take, now I left the cream cheese and the butter out for probably about a half hour to let it get a little bit soft. So that I would definitely suggest. It makes it a lot easier to work with. Use my little spatula. And 4 tablespoons of butter. Now the first thing you're going to do is cream the butter and cream cheese together. This mixer that I have right now only goes really kind of on one setting and it's pretty high, but I would do it on a pretty low setting with your mixer. I've definitely done this recipe without a mixer before too, and it's a little more labor intensive, but it came out fine. So, like, you can use a fork if you need to. It's not a problem. Alright, it's just a quick little mix around, mix those two together. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is add the egg yolk and vanilla. So, just going to take a cup over here so I can, if you have your own, method of separating eggs, I'm sure it works great. It's probably neater than mine. But, for anybody who doesn't know, this is how I separate an egg. Kind of crack it, try to get one side off and keep the other side to keep my hand free, and just kind of dump it onto your fingers and let the snotty part run down. pull these little white pieces off, but don't break the yolk. Alright, and that's it. That's how I separate an egg. Pretty easy. 1, 2, 3. Little messy, as I said, but I'll wash my hands. Alright, and next you're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm like a fan of vanilla personally. I like it in things, so sometimes I'll add a little dash more than that, not too much, but if it goes a little over, I'm cool with it. Alright, now you're going to mix this all up. Okay. So, now you're going to add the cake mix. You know what, let me... Alright, and now we're going to add the cake mix. You're not really going to just like dump the whole thing. It'll make it a little hard to mix in. So you're going to dump like 1/3 of the bag at a time. Mix it in, dump a little more, mix it in, dump a little more. So let's take about 1/3 of that. Okay. Probably still pretty. Alright, so that's pretty well mixed. Just gonna take my spatula and kind of make sure it's all like one cohesive batter. So, as you see, once it's all mixed together, it's a pretty thick batter that you end up with. You're gonna put this batter, dough, as it were, in the fridge for about 30 minutes. So, it's not really necessary whether you cover it or not, but I'm gonna throw a little cover over it just so it doesn't like absorb any like funny tastes in the fridge. If you have like onion in there or something like that, you can leave a little bit. Taste, so not gonna be too crazy, but I'm gonna cover it up a little bit. Put it in the fridge for 30 minutes, and we'll be right. So we've chilled the dough for about 30 minutes. Gonna go ahead and get them ready to go in the oven. So I have a cookie sheet ready. You can use any cookie sheet. I have regular ones too, and I've used them all successfully. I'm just happy using this one today. Also, If you have like two decent sized cookie sheets that you can use at the same time, I mean, it kind of depends on your oven. My oven, only like the really center rack do I trust to bake them evenly, because if they're too high or too low, they're going to be too dark on one side or the other. So I'm only going to put in one cookie sheet at a time, but in my old oven, I could do two at a time. So it really depends on your oven and if you know how it works. So, essentially you're going to drop them by like tablespoons, so about a tablespoon each, roughly about that much. I just kind of estimated, I don't really measure, so. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this first batch in the oven. Alright, so they're going to cook for like 8 to 10 minutes, so I'm going to start them at 8, and then we'll check them together, and I'll kind of show you how to judge whether or not these cookies are good and ready to go. I'm going to put the rest of my batter dough situation back into the fridge, and we'll be back. Alright, so our 8-minute timer's going off right now. You're definitely going to need another couple minutes. Like, as you can see, they're still pretty light. Being that these are cake based, you're not really going to look at the browning on top as much as you're going to look for when it starts to brown on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and beepity boppity boo. I need a new timer. Come on, man. Alright, I'm going to give this another 2 minutes. We're going to check them again. Alrighty. Well, these ones actually did brown on top a little bit. Which, like some yellow cake mix, you really can't tell when they brown on top. So, you'll overcook them if you just look that way. But, this was a little bit of a lighter mix. Right, so as you can see, they did brown on top. If yours don't, it's just the mix, so don't worry too much about that. My oven actually also heats from the top as well. I've never really had an oven like that before, so things do tend to brown a little bit more on top than they might in like a gas oven. So yeah, I'm gonna transfer these over to a rack in a second and get another batch in, and we'll be back. Okay, so all my batches are done, and I think that'll do it for this edition of Geeks Kitchen. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you try it. Hope you love it. Again, as in most of the recipes I try to give you, it is not expensive, super easy, and this one is a way to bake without a mess and all that good stuff, and that is like, boop, 10 points ahead for me. So, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy!